Let your breathing slow, gently, allow your mind to drift. We are going back, far back, nearly 2,000 years, to a city alive with history, yet suffocating with struggle. Rome, the eternal city, but tonight, not the Rome of emperors and grand speeches, not the Rome of shining marble or glittering victories. We step quietly into the Rome of ordinary life, a life you may not survive, even for a single day. Imagine the first rays of pale sunlight cut across cracked rooftops. Worn tiles, chipped stone. The city stirs, slowly, but relentlessly. Already, the air carries the mingling smells of smoke, bread, waste, and dust. You awake on the hard floor of a cramped insula apartment. 4 stories up, walls lean precariously, the timbers creak. The plaster cracks with age. The room, if you can call it that, is barely large enough to stretch your legs. Survival leaves little room for privacy. You share this space, perhaps with your family, perhaps with strangers, the distant clatter of tools. Outside, the noise grows, merchants shouting, wheels grinding over uneven stones. The building grounds beneath its own weight. Fires are frequent, collapses, tragically common, lined with green algae. Yet still, you live here perched precariously, above a labyrinth of twisting streets, salted fish curled tightly, amphorae of sour wine stacked in shadowed doorways. It is early, but already warm. The sun rising, revealing the faded reds and ochres of ancient walls. The plaster peels from murals of forgotten gods. Political slogans long outdated. Public fountains trickle their water, questionably clean, barely shield your feet from the jagged cobblestones. Children play barefoot, darting between carts and stray dogs. Vendors lay out wares, bread rough with ash from stone ovens, trapping the smell of cooking fires. Human sweat, waste, and the ever-present odor of garum, the salty fish sauce coating nearly every meal. Your sandals worn thin. As you step outside, the streets swell with people, your hands blistered, your back aching, the poor, the enslaved, merchants, laborers, all packed shoulder to shoulder, is reserved for the wealthy, for most. It is work, endless, repetitive, harsh, the sky. A thin ribbon overhead. The alleyways narrows, the buildings lean. The heat intensifies, Rome bakes beneath the Mediterranean sun. Stone walls, radiant warmth, flavors nearly everything. You make your way through the twisting lanes, past stalls hawking dried fruit, cracked pottery, secondhand tunics. The Forum lies ahead. The heart of Roman public life, but grandeur, perhaps. You haul bricks, mix mortar beneath the sun. Perhaps you labor in a bakery, ovens blazing, the air thick with ash and flour, or you sweep the streets, dodging chamber pots emptied from upper windows, the ache in your limbs constant. There is no escape from the grime, the heat, the hunger. Beneath a worn awning or crumbling portico, meals are simple. Coarse bread, lentil stew, sometimes olives. Or onions people shove and curse. Water questionable, drawn from aqueduct-fed fountains. And forgets both by nightfall, meat scarce. A luxury for the wealthy, but fish sauce, garum, pungent and salty, by mid-morning. The streets heave with bodies. Vendors cry their prices. Magistrates stroll beneath escort, beggars cluster near temples. The sun climbs higher, the heat oppressive. You retreat to whatever shade you can find, but the work resumes. You toil, you sweat, the noise. Unrelenting street performers, philosophers debating softly, tradesmen hammering, the ever-present murmur of the crowd. Accidents are common. A cart overturns grain bales. The city devours its weak, celebrates its strong. beneath these ancient skies. By afternoon, you long for rest, but there is little reprieve. The empire will endure. The public baths offer brief escape. If you can afford the entry, inside steam rises, conversations murmur. Oil is scraped from weary skin, yet even here, the crowd presses in. Your day ends not in peace, but in exhaustion. The apartment awaits, small, stifling, the walls thin. Neighbors argue. The floorboards creak. Rats scurry in the shadows. The smell of cooking mingles with sweat, damp clothing. Cracked plaster, you lie down upon straw bedding, coarse, scratchy. The heat clinging to your skin. The city does not sleep. Taverns echo with laughter. Footsteps shuffle along the lanes. Distant arguments fade into the humid night. Your eyes grow heavy, yet your mind drifts. How many more days could you endure this? The constant struggle, the discomfort, the noise. Rome is eternal, but you, a mere thread in its vast tapestry, would fray quickly, and yet millions have endured. Generation upon generation within these narrow streets, these crumbling walls. Tomorrow will be the same. The crowd will swell. The merchants will shout, but for now, allow yourself to drift. We will journey further into Rome's heart, to the quiet mind of an emperor burdened by fate, and the gentle philosophies whispered beneath marble columns. Let your breathing slow. The noise of crowded streets fades. The cramped insula apartments, the shouting vendors, all drift behind us. We rise into the quieter world of Rome's privileged few. But even in marble halls, life carries its own burdens. There we find Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, yes, but once. Simply a quiet, thoughtful child. Imagine a boy born into nobility, a family of wealth, status, expectation. Yet even from his earliest years, Marcus sought solitude, not the grandeur of banquets or chariot races, but books, scrolls, quiet gardens. He studied philosophy, stoicism, the art of self-discipline, reflection, resilience. His mentors, the finest teachers in Rome, they guided him gently toward wisdom. They did not expect him to rule an empire. Neither did Marcus, but fate often ignores our intentions. The Emperor Hadrian noticed the boy's mind, his potential. Hadrian chose him not for military skill, not for political ambition, but for his quiet, steady nature. He was groomed, prepared, shaped. The path was set. Yet Marcus always preferred scrolls to swords, even as years passed. As power inched closer, his heart remained drawn to philosophy. The universe is change, life is opinion. Words Marcus would carry. Across decades, the empire watched him grow, from student to senator, to ruler in waiting, and then destiny arrived. The Emperor Antoninus Pius, his adoptive father, passed, and Marcus Aurelius inherited the empire. He did not celebrate, his shoulders heavy, his gaze distant, the burden immense, his love for thought. Now tempered by duty, the philosopher must govern millions, must defend borders, confront crises, guide Rome's restless people. And so the quiet boy became a reluctant emperor. But even amidst the marble palaces, the Senate chambers, Marcus Aurelius never abandoned. His inner reflections, each dawn before court convened, he scribbled words, reminders to his soul. You have power over your mind, not outside events. A soft, constant mantra against the noise of empire. But as years turned, the challenges only grew. War, plague beside him now, the reluctant ruler. across frozen rivers into the harsh realities of Rome's northern frontiers. Betrayal, loss, all awaited. We will walk beyond the city walls, where philosophy and survival must stand side by side. Let your breathing remain steady. The quiet halls of Rome, fate behind us. Now imagine the empire stretches, vast and trembling, from Britannia's misty cliffs to the endless sands of Africa. But beyond its northern borders, beyond the forests, the mountains, the frozen rivers, looms a threat. The restless Germanic warriors pushing, testing the empire's resolve. The Marcomannic tribes. And so Marcus Aurelius, philosopher, becomes general. Picture him not seated upon a throne of ivory, but wrapped in wool, clad in heavy armor, atop a weathered horse, the Danube wide. Frozen along its edges, reflects the gray, low-hanging clouds. His army camps nearby, tents huddled together, smoke curling into the biting air, murmur prayers to distant gods. Frost crunches beneath worn sandals. Soldiers, weary-eyed, sharpen blades, tend fires. The philosopher watches, his face drawn, his frame thin, his mind steady. He never wanted war, but duty leaves little room for choice. In moments of stillness, by faint lamplight, Marcus writes. His meditations, not for glory, not for history, but quiet reminders. For himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The battles rage along the Danube. In shadowed forests, frozen fields, victory, hard won. Losses, heavy, Marcus observes, steady, quiet, unflinching, but at night, in his weathered tent, his words soften. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. Meanwhile, the empire trembles from within. A plague sweeps through the streets of Rome. The Antonine Plague, silent, merciless. Brought by soldiers returning from distant campaigns, it claims rich and poor alike. The aqueducts still flow, the temples still stand, but the city weakens. Fires burn, incense clouds the air. Priests chant, desperate for relief, but death is indifferent. Marcus governs still, his health frail, his shoulders hunched by care, but his resolve unbroken. He balances war, plague, Senate politics, betrayal. His son, Commodus, grows, but the boy's heart lacks his father's discipline. B1, the future uncertain, yet Marcus continues. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. His words drift across parchment, across time, as the northern winds howl, the fires crackle, and even an emperor longs for quiet, for reason amidst chaos, for sleep beneath troubled skies. And so the philosopher reigns, enduring the weight of empire with ink-stained hands, a burdened heart and words, soft words, for himself, for those who would follow, for us now, and quiet rituals still linger. As his story fades, let your mind drift gently. We will descend into the shadows beneath Rome's bustling streets, where forgotten cults, ancient mysteries. Let your breathing settle. We drift away from the armies, away from marble palaces, beneath the noise, beneath the crowded streets of Rome. There, hidden in darkness, lies another world, a world of quiet rituals, forgotten temples, ancient symbols, the world of the Mithriatic cult. Imagine, the sun has long set. The city hums above you, shouts from taverns, merchants securing stalls, distant footsteps on cobbled streets, beneath foundations of crumbling insulae, beyond hidden staircases. carved into the earth, but below, there lies a secret, a temple small. Windowless, carved like a cave, its walls heavy with damp, lit only by faint oil lamps. This is a Mithraeum, one of many scattered across the empire, hidden, quiet, mysterious. No grand entrances, no towering columns, only shadows, whispers, and flickering flame. The cult of Mithras, a brotherhood sworn to secrecy, bound by ritual, united beneath the sign of the bull. Who was Mithras? His origins older than Rome itself. Some say a god of the sun, others a symbol of cosmic struggle. The truth shrouded, lost beneath centuries of forgotten prayers, but the rituals remain. Picture it: initiates, cloaked in silence, descend into the Mithraeum. Their footsteps echo softly on stone. They pass frescoes, ancient, cracked, yet vivid, paintings of Mithras, slaying the bull, his cloak billowing, a serpent coiled beneath, a scorpion at the bull's flank, lost to time, through 7 sacred stages, symbols, rich with hidden meaning, their full purpose, the ceremonies, unfold quietly. Rank upon rank initiates progress from the raven, the beginning more secretive, to the lion, the soldier, the Perseus, each stage deeper until at last the father presides over the mysteries, their meals, humble bread, water, perhaps a simple stew, but rich in symbolism inside hidden chambers. Their symbols etched into stone, they gather, speak softly, share ancient knowledge. No women, no public declarations, only oaths, brotherhood, and whispered truce. The cult spread like quiet flame, from soldiers on distant frontiers to merchants, craftsmen, even some senators away from emperors' courts in quiet places. Beneath cities, the empire vast, yet within it pockets of secrecy. The Mithraea remind us, even as Rome thrived, conquered, debated, entertained, some sought deeper meaning hidden away from marble forums. Deep beneath the earth, they gathered by lamplight to contemplate mysteries. And though centuries have passed, the tunnels remain. Archaeologists uncover them still into the sunlight, hidden beneath churches, homes, offices. Frescoes faded, altars crumbled, symbols eroded, but their presence lingers, a weight, a whisper beneath the weight of history as you rest. Picture the cool stone, the flickering shadows, the hum of ancient voices, lost but never fully gone. We rise now, gently, returning above where power, wealth, and the contrasting lives of Rome's elite. The empire was harsh, yet layered, and for the few. Life above was luxury beyond imagining. Let your breathing soften, we rise. From the quiet shadows of the Mithraea, back into the golden sunlight, where marble gleams, fountains sparkle, and power whispers behind silk curtains. The realm of the elite, the senatorial class, the wealthy merchants, the privileged few, their lives far removed from the struggle of the crowded Insula apartments. But luxury comes with its own price. Imagine a grand domus, stone columns polished smooth, the floors adorned with mosaic tiles, cool beneath your feet, scenes of myth, hunting stags, swirling vines, gods immortalized in tiny colored stones, the air thick with the scent of perfumed oils, crushed herbs, servants glide silently, tending lamps, arranging fruit, pouring wine. This is not the realm of survival, but the realm of display, status, and calculated power. Banquets stretch long into the night, reclining upon couches, The elite feast upon dishes foreign and decadent. Oysters from Britannia, honey cakes from Africa, flamingo tongue, peacock eggs. The meals as much about spectacle as sustenance, silken togas, jewels, hair styled high with pins of gold. Conversation layered with politics, alliances, quiet rivalries beneath every smile. Beyond the dining halls, private gardens bloom, pools shimmer beneath painted frescoes. Peacocks strut along marble pathways, but beneath the luxury, unease lingers. The empire rests upon careful balance. The plebs grow restless. Grain shipments delayed. Voices murmur discontent. And among the elite, betrayal is never far. Senators whisper behind closed doors, marriages arranged. Fortunes made and lost. Patrician families maneuver for favor. For women, life offers a unique contrast, a noble woman shielded from street labor, yet bound by duty, expectation, the ever-watchful eye of society. Her days orchestrated between temple offerings, social calls, managing household slaves, her survival delicately tied to her husband's success, her family's reputation, inherent wealth, but also immense pressure. Even children groomed early cultivate alliances. The streets teem endure scandal. The footsteps of soldiers, both brutal and expected between rich and poor, never greater. The prayers of the forgotten roaring with spectators. Gladiators clash beneath blood-red banners. Must maintain appearances, the city exhales. Lessons in rhetoric, posture, lineage, the elite, to project strength, and entertainment to pacify the masses and beyond the high walls. The cries of merchants find you is uncertain gently. With quiet reflection, fleeting, all is still. The flicker of lamps in quiet villas, layered with quiet dangers, comfort vast, relentless. Marched with armies, whispered in shadowed temples, reclined in marble halls. Silken marble, beyond politics, beyond rivalry, the divide. Yet the elite, they attend the games, the empire's fate. Shifts quietly, the Colosseum, a spectacle, breath, settle, calm. Steady, yours a tool, while behind closed doors will wait for us. Even among wealth, life and realm, but tonight we drift harsh, yet fascinating beneath the stars. The distant murmur of fountains, let your mind, the empire, but for now, you have walked the crowded alleys, and now let's sleep. We close this journey, the past, the present, and tomorrow, another forgotten corner of history. Rest now,